kind of makes you think twice about enlisting, huh?
Nope.
Steve Rogers is a small kid from Brooklyn with the desire to fight for his country. He's a kid who knows what it's like to always be the small one. He knows what it's like to be beaten down again and again, but it's what's inside him that makes him different. He can get hit over and over, but he always stands back up.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I can do this all day.
And he always knows Bucky has his back.
Hey, pick on someone your own size.
Dr. Erskine chooses him to be the first test subject for the serum because of Steve's first main characteristic. Steve Rogers has a good heart. He feels an obligation to stand with his fellow Americans to fight evil. He puts others before himself, and when the pressure is on, he is courageous when others aren't.
Get back!
Steve's second major characteristic is his black and white morality. Captain America's original purpose was to be a fighting machine for the Allied forces, but after the death of Dr. Erskine, he runs around the country selling bonds. Steve is unhappy, but he stays in this job because he believes he is helping the men on the front lines. But things change when he realizes he can do actual good in combating the German forces himself. Steve is further motivated by the fact that his friend Bucky is caught behind enemy lines with the other soldiers. When he is faced with a decision between saving lives or doing nothing, he chooses to act.
What do you plan to do? Walk to Austria?
If that's what it takes.
It doesn't matter how crazy the odds are. It doesn't matter to him that he has to go alone to accomplish what is necessary. For Captain America, the only thing that matters is what is right. In the first Avenger, Captain America's struggles are largely external. Hydra has plans to take over both the Allied and Axis powers and conquer the world for themselves. There is never a question of whether or not they are right. The only question is, will Captain America have the strength to stop this enemy? It's a simple good versus evil story. It's black and white. The final characteristic of Steve Rogers may also be the most important, and that is that Steve Rogers is loyal to his friends no matter what. When he knows Bucky is in danger, he goes after him. Steve sticks by Bucky through the war and is devastated when Bucky falls from the train. This pain is compounded when Steve loses Peggy as well, leaving him alone in the world without the two people who are most important to him. He has seen everyone he's ever loved disappear before his eyes.
Yeah, I had a date.
As we end the first Avenger and begin the Winter Soldier, we see a fully formed Captain America, a man who stands for justice and always protects those who cannot protect themselves. He is a beacon of light and a person that can be trusted to do the right thing even in the face of extreme evil. But then, the Winter Soldier enters. At first, it's business as usual. Captain America is fighting those who seek ultimate power. But then Captain America realizes who the Winter Soldier is, and everything changes.
Bucky?
This is where Captain America's internal struggle comes over him like a wave. What do you do when those you care about the most fight for the wrong side? The Winter Soldier hits Captain America's weakest point, making him the perfect antagonist for Cap. The fact that the Winter Soldier isn't even considered a full antagonist just furthers my point. Steve lives in a world of black and white morality, but Bucky lives in the gray. He lives in a world of pain, anger, and regret. He has suffered under the hands of Hydra for years and has had his memory constantly wiped with only flashes of his former self remaining. When Bucky returns as the Winter Soldier, it simultaneously opens up Captain America's pain of loss and his love and loyalty to his friends. Captain America no longer reacts like he usually would. Bucky is his best friend. They've always had each other's backs through it all.
I'm with you to the end of the line, pal.
And to have this person return after he was presumed dead shakes Steve's entire world. Steve fears he could lose Bucky again. This fear causes him to make irrational decisions in the hopes of saving Bucky and bringing him back to the right side. And as we watch Captain America refusing to fight Bucky, we think that maybe, just maybe, Bucky can be saved.
Because I'm with you to the end of the line.
But it's not that simple. The past doesn't go away just because you have the opportunity to change. And as we enter Civil War, Captain America must make a hard choice. Should he stick by the side of his new friends or be loyal to a person he once knew? This third movie brings Captain America fully into the gray world of Bucky. Cap chooses to side with Bucky over Tony. It seems noble at first, sticking by your closest friends in times of chaos, but Cap makes mistakes. In the end of the film, we see the darkest moment of Captain America. He knew Bucky had killed Tony's parents, but he kept it from Tony.
Did you know? Yes.
It's the ultimate betrayal. This turning point is where we understand who Captain America really is. He's a man of virtue and justice, but just like all of us, he is still capable of betrayal. He can still fall. The first film was Steve's rise to being a symbol of justice and morality. The second film was an intense challenge to that idea, but Captain America still succeeds. And the third film is the realization that Captain America still has inner flaws that cause him to act contrary to his deep sense of morality. Captain America is still that kid from Brooklyn, with the same internal struggles and the same good heart, ready to stand up for his friends, no matter the cost and no matter the struggle.
I could do this all day.